You're from IIT BHU. I'm not going to let you go now. We will start you and ask you the secret of how you got into the IIT. Guys, all right, Shubham. IIT is normally a dream of any person, who wants to do engineering, and it is supposed to be very difficult exam.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
actually when I gave my exam, so there was only one exam. Later they changed the pattern, so now there are two exams,
now it's
mains and
IIT JEE
advanced.
and advanced, right? Supposed to be the extremely difficult exam to crack, and you cracked it, and you have gone to IIT. So we really want to know how you prepared for the IIT entrance exam.
So I will speak very honestly that when my parents put me into coaching, I was not even aware that something like IIT exists.
Really?
So I mean, like they just told me that just asked me to give entrance exams, and so I gave them, and I got selected into Vidya Mandir classes
Uh-huh.
and Fiji. So these are two of the coaching institutes in Delhi, the famous one. And so I selected Vidya Mandir classes. In the starting, I didn't even study. I didn't even know that what is IIT and what is the value of IIT. I knew that like everybody goes to coaching after 10th. That's what I knew. I started studying midway when I realized that okay, everyone is saying that since you have got into Vidya Mandir, because Vidya Mandir at that time, getting into Vidya Mandir classes was really tough. In other institutes like Fiji or Resonance you could get easily, but Vidya Mandir classes has had a very good reputation at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And so people started saying me that since you have got into Vidya Mandir, you should study really hard and you will make into IIT. I was giving my 11 boards like 1 to 2 months before that.
Mm-hmm.
I started studying like really hard. I studied for around 10 to 12 hours a day. So
Okay.
you have to do it. You have to study a lot. You have to get rid of all the social media accounts like Facebook or WhatsApp or Instagram.
It's a
So there
very
is
good
no
tip.
option but yeah, there is no option but to study. So yeah, regarding that social media account, see when you go online, like you keep scrolling and you don't know like how much time has passed, 2 hours or 3 hours. So a lot of distraction from those accounts, and I would advise that you just deactivate all the accounts. So I deactivated my Facebook for a year and I didn't open it.
Wow.
Uh, yeah. So I had to study a lot. I think that you must choose your favorite subject that you will study this. Like you can't devote equal time in all three subjects, right? I mean, at least I couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked maths as my go-to subject, and also I liked math. I hated physics. I couldn't study physics, and that was because in physics the basics are set up right from the starting. You switch from 10th to 11th. So there is a drastic change in the syllabus, and all those mechanical things in physics, they were just covered early in the 11th class, and I could never really pick them up. All the other subjects, all the other chapters in chemistry and maths that I didn't study, picked them up later when I started studying right before my 11th class. But physics, I could never pick it up. So that's why I lagged behind in physics. So I thought, okay, I will cover my lagging behind in physics part by doing maths more, since I was also interested in that. And I didn't use any books, so I just used my study material. One
Okay.
very good thing that my chemistry teacher, he was also head of our Vidya Mandir Institute in Anand Vihar. So he told me that if you do your module once, it won't affect anything. You have to do your module at least 7 to 8 times repeatedly. Keep on doing those questions again and again, and then only you will get a feel of how to actually approach those problems. Because the exam is not like they will give straight away questions from the module. They will twist 2 to 3 concepts. You have to apply them together in the exam. 6 hours is a lot. The first 3 hours in the morning and 3 hours in the afternoon. That's how I approached my exam, and I would really thank my chemistry teacher who counseled me very well.
Because you talked a lot about module, you talked about some
Yeah.
6 hours of subjects. We can just break up, step by step to tell us like what are the subjects. And like you said, you focused on maths. Then you mentioned something about the 6 hours of study. So can you just take us step by step through entire process?
Consists of three things: physics, chemistry, math. Those will be. When I gave my exam, there was only one exam.
Okay.
Like IIT JEE was a single exam conducted for 6 hours. And later, after 2 years, I think in 2013, they changed the pattern. So AIEEE, I think, was converted into JEE Mains,
Mm-hmm.
and whoever got selected in JEE Mains, they were given an opportunity to go for JEE Advanced, through
Okay.
which you get selected into IITs. I'm not sure whether it's a 3-hour exam, JEE Advanced, or it's a 6-hour exam, but
Okay.
as of now, there are two exams. JEE Mains is a bit simpler. That's like your AIEEE that used to be held earlier. JEE Advanced is like the JEE Mains that was actually held earlier, 6 hours exam. So it's the tough one. Yeah, 3 hours. So I gave my first exam was 9 to 12, and then you have a 2 hour break, and the second exam was from 2 to 5. This was in 2012.
2012.
I gave
Okay.
it.
Okay. And they
Yeah,
changed the pattern in 2017.
13 I guess.
2013
2013. No.
immediately.
Yeah,
Okay. So you got
yeah,
lucky that
immediately.
you just had one exam.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
And I cleared also in the first time, so that was also lucky.
Wow. Great.
Yeah,
I know people try at times. So you mentioned few things and that's kind of, intrigued me asking more questions. You started this coaching after 10?
yeah. After
Wow.
10,
So
so
basically,
many people they start in sixth or eighth. I would advise those don't do that.
really?
Right? Don't. Yeah, yeah. I mean, institutes have batches for students of sixth class or eighth class or ninth class. So it's not good for you. You just don't know, like in sixth class, whether you want to join IIT or not. So I would say that 2 years are enough for preparation. You
Mm-hmm.
can join the coaching after 10th, 11th, and 12th. They are enough.
So when you joined VMS, you said that you did not know about IIT, but did you had inclination towards engineering subjects or maths or science, or because your
Yeah, yeah.
parents knew that you have inclination, they kind of thought that it's best to put Shubham into this coaching.
Yes, so I always was inclined towards aptitude tests. I gave many Olympiads
Okay.
during my school time. Was very bad at art, anything like creative work, like drawing or music or singing. Basically, I loved maths and science. I loved computers.
Okay.
So that's why they just chose that. Okay, let him do IIT or
Okay.
engineering basically.
Okay. Your parents know you so well. Absolutely. Okay, so from
Yeah.
10th to 12th, you were studying constantly for IIT. How many hours of IIT exam studies you used to do versus your 11th, 12th curriculum? Because 11th, 12th also has some curriculum. How did you manage and balance, and how you used to spend your whole day in the college, then come home, study, just can you take us through your days if you remember? I know it's long time.
Yeah, no, I remember that very well. It was one of the most amazing times. So when I got in 11th, I didn't study at all. It was the time when SMS or people used to do SMS or texting all the
Texting.
time. So I also got involved in that. I realized 6 or 7 months later that I am doing nothing, and even my parents' money is being wasted. Like they paid a lot to the coaching institute. So then around December, December or January, I started studying. The first thing I did was I made a planner, like a
Okay.
1 week planner that from 7 to 10 a.m. I will do this,
Mm-hmm.
from 11 to 2 p.m. I will do this, like that. And
Okay.
also one important thing is that since the exam is of 3 hours, you would be constantly sitting there for 3 hours, right? You need your full concentration for 3 hours.
Correct.
So while you're studying, you should make this habit of at least have a setting of 2 hours at first, right? And later
Mm-hmm.
increase it to 3 or 3.5 or maybe even 4 hours in some cases, so that you're fully prepared to give your 100% and your concentration doesn't break in exam. Yeah, so that's why I made a planner. In the starting, I thought to myself that at least 2 hours I should sit and study regularly, and
Mm-hmm.
later gradually it increased from 2 to 2.5 to 3 hours. So I used to study around 10 to 12 hours. That's enough.
Wow.
I think,
That's a
yeah, I
lot.
think that, yeah, that's a lot, but you have to study. I mean, I was not so smart, like sometimes people are smart, like they grab the concepts quickly, but
Uh-huh.
I am one of those that I need it in writing. Unless I don't write anything, I can't get that concept or anything. So that's why I used to study around 10, 12 hours. It was either 3 hours, 3 sittings of 3 hours in a day, or it was, 2 hours, 5 sittings, like that.
So how you used to manage 10 to 12 hours when you used to go to college?
So yeah, my in my 11th class, my attendance was very low in school, and I
Okay.
got I I got a lot of warnings that why aren't you coming to school and all that.
Uh-huh.
So that's how I used to manage.
Okay.
Actually, the school was 5 days a week, right? So
Uh-huh.
I only went 2 days or max 3 days in some weeks when Like the school people were really irritated, so I went 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
But generally it was 2 days only. And during the school time also I used to study there because generally nothing happens in school, right? So I just took my module there and I used to study in school as well. So that's how I managed with my school also. But right now the things have changed. So during my time, actually NCERT was not included. Your 12th percentage, I think, it's now included in the new pattern. During my time, you need to get 60%, right, as a minimum qualification in
Mm-hmm.
boards. But right now your rank is based on board exam as well. So I would say that you should study for your boards exam also from NCERT. And during my time, I didn't study anything for boards exam because I knew that if I study for IIT, that would be covered during board exam also.
Okay. So you're
So
saying
that's
that basically IIT curriculum is complete overlap of your 12th curriculum.
yeah,
Is
yeah,
that right?
correct.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. You don't need to study anything extra if you study for IIT. I
Okay.
mean, at least in physics, chemistry, maths, you can manage. English, you can study 1 to 2 days before board exam. That's nothing. You don't need to study that whole year.
Okay.
And your extracurricular, that's computer science and physical education, that also you can manage for a week before exam.
Okay. Okay.
I'm saying that, yeah, the if you study for IIT, that will cover up your 12th also.
Okay. And just look at PCM score for your engineering and PCB for medical. Is it right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's
So I'm
correct.
not too outdated. But that is a lot, huh? 10 to 12 hours of study is too much. I don't know how you managed it.
Yeah, I mean, you have to do if you want to crack IIT. That's
Okay. Okay. So
because it's tough.
okay, okay. So when you appeared for the exam, how was your reaction, after the results came? I mean, were you really expecting after so much of study that you would get into IIT, or you were like, okay, I'm giving it a shot. I don't know what would happen and I'm open for any other avenues for me. What was
So
your thought process?
after
Huh. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. After I gave my exam, actually the solution sheet is available instantly. Like within 3 4 hours, coaching institutes, they put the solution sheet online. So I checked my questions and answers whether they are correct or not. So in maths, I got a lot of them correct. I mean, in paper two, I think I got only 1 or 2 questions wrong, if I remember.
Wow.
But in physics, I was like that. Almost all the questions were getting wrong. From the starting, I kept on checking like first is wrong, second is also wrong. So I stopped checking, and I knew that if I checked, I would be tensed a lot till the results come. But I thought that okay, maths might save me because in every subject there is a cutoff as well. You need to clear that. For
Uh-huh.
example, let's say physics have, let's say the question paper is of 408. It was 408 marks during our time.
Okay.
So let's say 420, so 140 per subject, and 140 per subject means you have a cutoff around 30 or 40 marks
Mm-hmm.
for clearing of that exam. So let's say even if you get 300 out of 420 and you get 10 marks in physics, you have not cleared the JEE.
Okay.
So that's also bad. So I was really worried whether my cutoff would be cleared in physics or not.
Okay.
Yeah, and when the rank came, I was okay because cleared the cutoff by just 10 or 12 marks. I remember, as far as I remember.
Okay.
But one thing happened during the exam that I still regret that. While filling my OMR sheet, I mistakenly filled five bubbles wrong. I like the answers were right, but instead of filling B, I filled C, something like that. So I lost 20 marks in that. This happened in chemistry. When you solve all the questions, you
Mm-hmm.
have to fill your OMR sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's the basic step in every engineering exam.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened was while I was filling my sheet, five questions they got filled wrongly in some. I mean, I mixed up the questions. So
Okay.
if every question is of 4 marks, I lost 20 marks in that. And you can't
Wow.
change it. Basically, you can't erase it. You have to fill using a black ballpoint pen, right? And you
Basically, you
one,
fill up that oval you're saying, and you
yeah,
went
yeah.
somewhere wrong there. Okay.
Yeah, I went somewhere wrong there. So I got to know this while so they upload your OMR sheet later on, and
Mm-hmm.
I got to know this before getting my results. So that was also really demotivating that I have lost 20 marks in that, and
Oh.
I won't get a good rank. So because if you get a rank beyond 5,000, you would get into IIT, you would get some IIT college, but the stream won't be like I did not prefer that stream, mining or pharma
Mm-hmm.
or these all streams, material science. I wanted computer science or electrical,
Okay.
and my parents knew that I would not do good in civil or mechanical because these are all on-field jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So I did not like on-field jobs. I like computer science or electrical, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So luckily I got what I wanted in the first round,
Okay.
and yeah, that's how it got to be.
So what was your
So
rank?
my rank was around 2,500. I think 2,555 was my rank,
Okay.
and yeah, I was quite sure that okay, I would get my branch. But
Okay.
when my results came, I didn't know that something like IIT BHU exists.
Okay.
I only knew like some
Okay.
IITs like IIT Delhi, IIT Bombay,
Uh-huh.
and IIT Guwahati and all these. I didn't know that IIT BHU existed, and it was that college was there since it's an old college. It's the university was founded in 1919, and that was IIT BHU, Institute of Technology, Banaras Hindu University, and in that year only it got converted into IIT in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was okay with it, that it's IIT.
PHU was quite known even before that, and I know that it was the 11th ranking in IIT, right? In the entire IIT. And like you said, it was afterwards converted into the IIT. It was initially just a BHU and then it converted to IIT, right? Yeah, but it still had a
Yes,
good
correct.
ranking. I think it was 11th or something,
Yeah,
which
yeah, that
is,
was a good institution. Even before getting converted to IIT, it was quite nice.
yes, yes, yes.
And that's not the end. He got into IIT. Now we have to know how he got his international internship and what kind of packages people get, what kind of guidance you get in IIT, and much more. So stay tuned for the next vlog and see you next time. Bye bye.